too.
Went deep in the closet.
Yeah, no, another game where you come up with some big shots in that fourth quarter. What has it been about these last few games that you found that rhythm in big spots when your team needs you most in that fourth?
It's just kudos to my teammates, to my coaches, just believing in me no matter what. Always telling me, catch and shoot from the beginning. I just got to get that down pack when I first come into the game instead of just the fourth quarter. So we working, we getting there.
You mentioned the catch and shoot. What's the rhythm that you're finding there from just that? Just is it almost like you're putting it up the second you touch it? I mean, what's going through as far as the process of getting to that shot?
It's just something that we want to get 53s as a team, and I'm a great shooter, and you just got to keep believing, and you're just asking the guy who don't really do catch and shoot as his first option. So he's just trying to get it. But last year it got to a certain point where I started doing that. So it's just trying to get there, get comfortable with it.
As a team, you guys at one point were 3 of 21 from three. What changed? The shots kept coming, but was it the quality or was it just a matter of they were at some point going to start falling?
Yeah, no, we had good looks. We just had to stay with it. We had to try to keep defending. And like I said earlier, hats off to this Raptors team. They play hard, they play fast. So they definitely gave us a great challenge today.
Third game coming off the bench here. Has it been a seamless transition for you to kind of be in this role and finishing games, or has there been an adjustment period at all?
It's been a little adjustment, but it's part of it. It's part of it. I'm finishing the game. Appreciate Spo for that.
Terry, when you first came into the league, if a team started as cold from the outside as you guys did tonight, I mean, back then would it still have been a priority to get to that 53 mark?
Probably not. But how much the game has changed. So, that's been our goal for every game. Try to get up 53s, and that's what we're gonna rock with.
It's been a couple games in a row where you've kind of been part of that five-man bench unit that kind of gets rolled out there. What do you kind of like about that group of kind of the fresh legs?
We just all trying to go in there and change the game as much as we can. Try to play together, and try to play hard. I think we did that like late third, going into the fourth quarter. So just as much as we can control, we control, and just try.
Go ahead. Yeah, you go. I talked to Jaime twice already. He's sick of my questions.
Jaime, what did it feel, one, to get on a roll like that and help fuel the turnaround like that in the third quarter?
It felt good, especially knowing that third quarters have been somewhat of our weakness this year. So to be able to come out and really showcase and help spark that second unit to go on a little run, it felt really good.
I know. What has been your experience kind of finding replacing the offense this year?
We got a lot of guys that can do a lot offensively, so I just try to find my moments where I can fit in. We got so many guys who, take so much of the focus away from the defense. So, myself, I try to just pick those little spots where I can get in for myself. So,
had the ankle been affecting you at all, do you think, offensively until tonight for a couple games? No. I've been good. My ankle's healed 100%. So, yeah. Important things for you in terms of, obviously your footwork is polished and crafty. What do you remind yourself of to do? Is it patience? What types of things offensively do you or coaches remind yourself?
I think one of them is just being aggressive. Always stay aggressive. It's a lot easier to be aggressive and then pull yourself back rather than, pull yourself back than try to let yourself go. So always staying aggressive. And try to find your spots, do what you can and try to create, whether that's score, whether that's pass, get rebounds. Just always trying to positively impact the game.
Back and forth, they make a run, you make a run, but you took control of the game midway through. What do you think changed in that third?
Our aggressiveness on both sides of the ball, and then we may have let up a little bit, but like I always say, we know what we're capable of whenever we go out there and we play the right way, and we do what we're supposed to do on both sides of the ball. So I like our aggressiveness. I like the way that we continue to take the shots that we were missing in the first half, and then the game opened up a little bit.
I'm glad you said that because at one point you guys were 3 of 21 from three, and it was just one not falling. No, you weren't part of that. But as a team, you guys
only shot one.
No, I said you. No, you weren't part of it. You weren't part of it. But as a team, you guys stayed aggressive and kept. Did you like the shots you were getting? Was it just a matter they got to start going in?
Yeah, they always gonna go in. We just got to always continually make the right play. Take the right shots, knowing that we're going to live with the result. And if we keep shooting them, the right ones, they're going to go in. We talked about that coming in at half and executed that. Got to it.
Jimmy, on that last attempt, Were you aware that Bam needed 1 rebound to make him happy?
I had no idea.
You had no idea?
No idea. I just shoot terrible shots like that where I throw the ball straight up in the air.
Lands in his hands. Now that's 2 straight games. He's got 10 assists. What do you like about, you guys talking about making the right basketball play, that Bam is facilitating, kind of giving other guys opportunities as necessarily, finding those opportunities? What do you like about that?
I like the fact that he's getting everybody the ball in the position where they can score it. But more than anything, guys are scoring the ball at an incredible high clip. But I don't think that's our problem. I think that we got to guard somebody on the other end. But as long as he keeps attacking and keep everybody else involved, he's always going to have 10 assists.
Does this translate, the wins over Charlotte and Toronto? You got a tough schedule after that. I know you don't want to be thinking ahead, but do you see the growth where now you can move on to, any level of competition, or is there still growth that needs to be made?
I think we straight. I like it whenever we play the teams that are at the top of the food chain, the big dogs. I think everybody wakes up for those moments. I know that I do. So, going into these next couple of games, we're going to do what we've always been doing, play the right way, play together, and then come up with a dub.
Jimmy, obviously, before the game, Spo said that Rozier is an X factor, whatever role he's in. Obviously, in that fourth, he got those 3 big threes. Can you just talk about this new role that he's in and how comfortable he is in those clutch situations?
I wouldn't consider him an X factor. I think he's a star, and he's just starring in a new role. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think I could do it, but kudos to him for doing whatever the team needs for him to do. And he comes in and he plays the same role, being aggressive, getting everybody involved, guarding. And he's a big reason that we've been in the games and that we have won games as of late. So whatever his role is, man, he's damn good at it, and I appreciate him.
And Jaime's attacking the way that he was in this game.
1-on-4?
Where do you think that changes when he kind of puts his head down like that?
I mean, I like it. I like it whenever he is aggressive. I like it whenever he's playing with so much confidence and he's celebrating. He's getting out in the open floor. We want him to get back to being that, doing that, and just being who he is, man. He knows that he belongs in the league. He knows that he can put the ball in the basket, and he knows he's going to get right even when he can't get right.
Bam, you switched a fair bit more onto Scotty and RJ tonight. At times it seemed like it cost you guys early on. They were getting those interior post steals, and then later as the game wore on, even with you switched out, those interior shots kind of dried up. I know you don't switch as much anymore, but when you are switching, what's the difference between when it's working well, as it did later, and not working so well as it did early on?
I feel like a lot of people get bored at times. As our opponents, I feel like they get tired of trying to run the same thing to score. And we're gonna switch. You know it's gonna be, and some guys get mentally fatigued off that. And when you do it for a game of 48 minutes, they just lose focus and be like, all right, we're just gonna do it this way, or we're just gonna lose focus and just do it some way. Just playing mental mind games.
Back-to-back games with 10 assists, and Spo was talking about kind of this role for you where it must be tough for opposing scouts to kind of deal with the passing element and the aggressiveness element. Just what do you like from this role that you're able to play make and kind of just play from maybe the elbow extended or handoffs or anywhere you want?
I mean, that's what it's all about, being able to make it easier for your teammates to get buckets. It's one of those things where, you see a guy, Duncan, Tyler, and, Jimmy, when he runs in transition, get him easy looks, and then, the basketball looks like, the rim looks like an ocean for him. So at that point, you're dealing with that. You're dealing with me passing, and all of a sudden, that fire hits for me, and then now you're dealing with a whole different component of problems.
Bam, it feels like there's been an uptick in sort of those inverted pick and rolls that were guard screens for you. Do you enjoy kind of those types of sets where you're able to get downhill a little bit more and just create from there?
Yeah, it allows me, every once in a while get downhill, be aggressive, but also every once in a while team lose mental focus and put 2 on the ball, and it's Duncan or Tyler slipping out of the screen. So it's one of those things where I'm able to be aggressive, but also make the right play.
Thank you, sir.
because the threes that weren't falling started to fall, or what else did you see that turned it around?
Yeah, I mean, there was pockets of the game that I thought were good, and other pockets that they were able to dictate. It was 40-38, and I told the team in the huddle, I actually liked the way the game was going. I liked the shots we were getting. I liked the way we were defending. Through that, typically you lose your resolve if you're missing that many shots, and a lot of them were wide open shots. So we were able to defend, throughout that. But then right after that timeout, I think we gave up probably close to 70% for the next 2 timeouts. So that section of the game, we started to make shots, and then it was more of a shootout. But in the second half, it was much better. There were some more intentional defensive possessions. That's a very aggressive team. So everybody knows that they're going to attack and try to get in the paint. It's easier said than done to try to keep them out of the paint. You have to have everybody working in unison. You also have to take the challenge on the ball. So that was much better in the second half. And then the end of the third quarter was, our best stretch, of the game.
Jaquez got a lot done. 15, 4, and 3 in 18 minutes. What do you like about his game? He was able to shake through offensively, obviously.
Just he has to stay with it. We want him to be aggressive. So part of that aggressiveness, there is a responsibility to also make the right reads. If they're bringing a second defender, which if he continues to get to his spots, teams will do that. That's what this league does. But he was assertive on his catches. He's really been working diligently, on his shooting. He doesn't have to be defined by that, but if they're giving him wide open shots, we want him to take those. But we also want him, to be aggressive and put pressure on the defense, getting to the rim. He did a lot of good things. You just felt his inertia all game long, and that's what we want.
I know it's unusual that to play 10 or more guys and everybody takes at least 2 threes in a game. 4 of them or 8 of them took at least 4. But in a way, is this just where it's going? Is this now? I mean, obviously the league has been 3 happy for a decade, but is this the formula where everybody on the floor has to almost be a 3-point weapon, almost no matter what now?
It helps for sure, and our guys have really worked at that. Obviously, Bam has really worked at that as well. It all works together, though. It can't just be threes, and it can't just be paint attacks. For us to be our best version offensively, we have to read advantages, attack advantages, make the appropriate play, and then within making that appropriate play, just make sure that it's a smart profile, without being robotic. There are really good stretches of the game we were doing that. Jimmy was in attack mode. Bam was in attack mode in certain spots. Tyler. So there are different parts of the menu we were hitting pretty well.
Just the naked eye, it looked like you were getting Bam switched out a little bit more than usual tonight, and for at times that was costing you, at least with the interior seals, and then that relationship seemed to get better as the game going on. Why was switching kind of the move tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a weapon we have in our toolkit. It just depends, what you're willing to negotiate. We still, there's no scheme that's going to take away. Like, you have to take the challenge. You have to handle your business, whether you're out in the perimeter or in the paint. We know full well that this is a great offensive rebounding team too. So, that's a thing that Bam can do extremely well. And he and Jimmy and H, but we don't want to just always be in that scheme. So it just kind of depends.
You called him the X factor before the game, and obviously Terry was huge, especially at the start of the fourth when the scoring was a little slow there. Got those 3 big threes. Can you just talk about the comfortability he has in those type of situations where you need that scoring late?
I mean, he's such a gifted ignitable clutch player. You know, that's unique. You can't teach what he has just in terms of fourth quarter, the game is in the balance or a game feels a certain way. I think that's when he rises, you know, to be his best. He's dynamic for us, and whatever role this, you know, is, he's really important. And we just wanted to, you know, want him to fast track to get comfortable. And him being comfortable is him being himself, him being aggressive. Everybody wants him, you know, to be aggressive. And a lot of those shots, you know, the way we're built are going to be off the catch. He knows that. He wants to fill that role. You know, and he's looked a lot better the last two games.
Back-to-back 10 assist games for Bam. I'm just wondering what you've seen from him as a playmaker, as in this kind of new role.
I mean, it's not necessarily a new role. It's just, you know, we're you know, subtly shifting things, and there's layers to that, and you know, Bam's one of his initial gifts, you know, when he started to take on more offensive responsibilities years ago, was his playmaking, his ability to do dribble handoffs, ability to pass at the elbow or the top of the floor. We want to take advantage of that as much as possible. And then the balance is we want him to be aggressive and want him, you know, to be able to put pressure on the defense at the rim, you know, in the dotted circle, all those different areas. You know, and he's managing that extremely well. That probably puts a lot of stress on teams that are scouting against us when Bam gets double-digit assists. There's a lot of different things that can happen or go wrong for your defense when he's in playmaking mode on that. So it'll be the balance of you know, doing that and also keeping him aggressive. Okay, thank you.